Alright, in this video, we're making this arrow that you can see right here. I like to make these arrows because they're like less than $3 basically. You kind of buy a bunch of materials all at once, but each arrow individually is about $3. They're durable. You can shoot them a million times. These cattle tag fletchings, they're actually kind of an invention of mine. They're pretty cool and they last forever. You can shoot them through cactuses, shoot them through brush. So here's the finished product, what the arrow will eventually look like. So what we're gonna use is dowel from Home Depot. I like the oak ones because they're like pretty strong. Safety glasses, Gorilla Glue, Bear Grip, JB Weld. I like to use cattle tags. It's kind of a weird thing, but you can find these at co-op kind of store, things like that. Pretty simple. You'll need some just basic sheet metal. This one I think was 16 gauge, but just thin sheet metal. You need a cutting blade for your grinder. You'll need one of these. I don't know what this is, but it's a saw thing. Optimally a vise, but I have pliers and a couple pieces of wood, and then a grinder, the main thing you'll need, with a sanding disc on it. That's pretty much all you need to make a arrow that could pretty much kill anything. Got it all traced out. Looks about the same. This is a pretty good broadhead. It shoots good. Well, normally I would have a vise or something, but I don't really have anything now, so we're gonna see if I can get this to work. Here's the metal piece of pliers. Got a grinder with just a basic cutting wheel. See there? Kind of a rough shape, but pretty much the shape of a broadhead. Let's clean it up a little bit. Well, I think that'll pretty much do. Doesn't need to be too crazy because we're going to sand this all down later and put an edge on it, but it's close enough. This arrow that I built, it's kind of a heavy duty, big slinging arrow with a big old broadhead on it, but I kind of like my arrows a little bit longer, especially with this long bow that I'm shooting. I just like long, heavy arrows, and so as you can see, it's actually quite a bit even longer than my fingertips from here, so that's how I'm going to base this arrow off. I want to make this one pretty similar, so just put it up against it, and all right there. So this tool comes in, it's pretty simple. You could use a handsaw or whatever the heck you want to use. Dead battery. When you're building arrows, you got to look down, and almost none of these dowels are straight that I've gotten, and but that doesn't really matter. The main thing is that you want the curvature of it to be sideways, if that makes sense. I don't know if you can see the slight curvature, but we're gonna make the knock and the slit for the broadhead be vertical, but you want the curve to be horizontal. Oh my gosh. I know it's in one of these. There it is. Okay, I got the broadhead here, if you can see it. What you want to do is cut your slot so that you have enough room. I like to leave it a little bit out so that there's room for your bindings and all the glue. If you put it right up against like that, it gets on the blade. So like, I'll probably cut the notch about that deep. All right, let's see how it fits. Probably a little, I'll go a little deeper, and I need to widen it out a little bit. It's pretty tight fitting in there. Actually, just about right. It's maybe a little long, but I'm happy with that. So the notch is pretty much done there. Okay, so right here, if you want a broadhead that'll actually penetrate something, see how it's really thick right here? We need to grind down these edges. It's hard to show, but we're going to grind them down to where this is tapered so that when it goes into something, it goes through easier. That's what. Yeah, looks pretty good. Might do just a little bit more on that side. See here? Broadhead back in. Now from the sides, look how much better that looks. It could still use a little bit more. I might do that with some sandpaper or something later, but that's pretty well tapered to where as it's going through something, you can kind of use your fingers to feel. If it goes right through your fingers like this, then it's pretty good. The more you do on the tapering, the more penetration, but also you lose a little bit of strength. So for a small game head like this, I leave it a little less tapered so I can add just a little more meat to it. Just basic JB weld. The plastic bonder sets in 15 minutes, so that's pretty good for this. Got a good mix. Put some all over. One all over the sides and the back, and put it right in the slot. Just like that. Then I take some more of this, kind of put it all over. This stuff helps strengthen it a lot. I want it to fill all the gaps and voids. I like to bring it back about 1.5 inches or so, just to add strength. So I didn't mention this before, but this is just basic sewing thread. I like red. I like it to be colorful, so I already got it cut. I got, I don't know, 3 feet or so. All you're gonna do is just kind of start wrapping it around. Don't even have to tie a knot or nothing. The more thread, the stronger, but the more drag, and so it depends. Like for a rabbit, really does not matter at all. You could do this up super thick, which is actually pretty good because I'm probably gonna be missing plenty of shots. Right here, right where it tapers, you want to add some extra thread to just kind of smooth out the transition. And the Indians, back in the day, would have used pine tar or other different kinds of glues. I've made those before and they work pretty much just the same as this. They look the same too. It's black because you add charcoal and other things into it. Yeah, you just get that all saturated on there, and that's what it'll look like. Now we'll get like a rag or a paper towel or something and clean it up a little. Pretty thick on there right now. We want to smooth out the transition just with the paper towel, just kind of wipe off all the excess. You can leave some if you want, but I'm trying to make this pretty light. This is already a really heavy arrow. Just kind of clean up, especially the blade. You want to get it all off the blade so the blade's super smooth. You want to make sure that the point is perfectly aligned with the actual arrow shaft so that when it hits, the point is perfectly on center. It's pretty good to me. So now we'll just let that sit for a little bit and dry. Alright, so I got 2 cattle tags here. They're just basic. This one was actually on a cow, which is kind of cool. It has a story to it, but yeah, they're just kind of like a plastic material. It's actually pretty similar to what they use on like modern arrows, the plastic fletchings. And I have an example here of what it's supposed to kind of look like. And so I kind of just eyeball it with some scissors. It doesn't have to be that precise. add some curve to it. That. Put our old one up against it and see what that looks like. Be about right there. And on this one, on this cut, you do want it to be pretty straight so that it fits on the arrow, just doesn't have high or low spots. Just comes straight across, especially at the end, it kind of wants to fold on you. So that's what it'll look like. You want them to be pretty similar, doesn't have to be exact, but pretty similar. Pretty chintzy scissors I got. It would be nicer if they were some big nice ones. Here, let's compare them, make sure they're straight. They look pretty dang good. I might do a little trim. Tipsy. Look pretty good. So I'm just gonna, I'll probably cut the knock in later, but I'm just gonna draw it right now just with a Sharpie. Make sure it's vertical with the broadhead so it matches up. Okay, I got it drawn in. The reason this is important is because you have to glue on your fletchings in just the right way so that they leave the bow right. So all I got is this Gorilla Glue. It's basically like E600, you can use that too. Got my one fletching, and right here you got to be pretty precise. I've just kind of got it set up to where the arrow can't roll or move around. I kind of use a pinch style grip, so I leave enough room for my fingers here. So it'll be about right here, and you want it to be basically the opposite of what your knock is. So my knock is faced horizontal right now, so I want it to be vertical. I'll put something else right here just to make sure my arrow doesn't spin while you're doing this. And all you're gonna do is take some glue, and you can go pretty heavy right here. You don't have to be too precise. Honestly, the more glue the better. You really want it to bond on there because there's not much for this fletching. It's plastic, and so it doesn't bond super well unless you put a lot of it. Just put it like that. What I actually like to do is I use my glue to make a little jig almost. I set it up like this, holds the fletching like that. Now you're just gonna look down it to make sure it's just right. Now you just gotta adjust it just right. It's kind of a balancing act, and you might have to do it a couple times as the glue is drying, but just want it just right. All right, let's let it dry now. Alright, this is the longbow I'm using. Put a rest in there, and that's part of the reason why I only put 2 fletchings on these plastic arrows. Or fletchings. On my feathers, I do 3 just like normal. But on the plastic ones, they're so hard that if you can see, as it leaves the bow, they match perfectly with the rest and fly out really smooth like. But if you put a 3rd fletching, it hits the rest and it like bounces the arrow all weird as it flies out. But this one, the way it is, it just leaves real nice. The 2 fletchings, there are a few drawbacks. It doesn't fly perfectly straight compared to a feather fletching, but they fly good enough. Like, I've shot these things thousands of times and they work good. So we'll put the other one on now. Okay, so I'm gonna just twist it over to where that one's sitting right there. And if you could see when I was showing you how the arrow's supposed to look, you basically put it a little past 90 degrees of what the other one is. Not perfectly 90 degrees, a little bit more. And I'll grab my other fletching, stick it on just like that. My glue. Okay, so I just cut the knock in, just doing up close. That's what it's kind of supposed to look like. I have a big string on my bow, so I like it to be like a kind of a big V. You could do it kind of whatever shape you want, but that works pretty good. Here's the final product. It's all finished. functional arrow. You can see the broadhead, the fletchings, everything's good. It's ready to shoot and hopefully ready to hunt something. The arrow's done, glue's dry. This is the very first shot. Let's see how she does. Well, it works. Not a very good shot, but anyways, in the next video, if you guys keep watching, we're gonna do some adventure videos where we go out and try and get some real life animals with that arrow, so stick around.